Hi, collectors. Thanks for watching. I'm the collector of coins, and welcome to
The higher or lower coin game, where coin dealers face off to test their knowledge on coin mintages. Which one has a higher or lower mintage than the other? We have a few dealers coming up. Stay tuned.
And after 10 coins, our three participating dealers are all tied up at 7 correct answers apiece. Let's see how they do in this episode.
And in the meantime, if you're not yet a subscriber, consider subscribing to my channel and please turn on posting notifications.
The last episode, we left off comparing the 1916 D Mercury dime compared to the 1913 gold half eagle. And just a reminder that gold half eagle had a higher mintage of over 900,000 minted. We're going to compare the 1913 gold half eagle with another half eagle, also gold, that was just minted 13 years earlier. It's that Liberty gold half eagle. Does the 1900 gold half eagle have a higher or lower mintage than the 1913 gold half eagle?
Can I get a reference book? I do know the Liberties they generally minted a fair amount of those for gold coins.
I think it's a very beautiful design.
Oh, I like the Liberty Gold Eagles. They're a very classic design.
Probably well beyond its time period for how long before they changed it.
It's ornate. I like the Indian head much better.
I think it's an okay design.
So when you get into like the numbers, like most of them are common.
I think it did start in the 1840s, maybe a little bit earlier, like late 1830s.
There's something very elegant about the prior design, the Liberty gold half eagle.
You can see the hair piece down the middle of the neck is great. There's good detail through the coronet and through the hair on the top and the braid.
She's a beautiful obverse, and I don't think there's a United States gold coin that was ever made that doesn't have a magnificent reverse as well.
The 1913 gold half eagle has 5 points on the star, and then the Liberty has 6.
Does the 1900 gold half eagle have a higher or lower mintage than the 1913?
I generally would want to say higher, but I'm second guessing myself.
I'm gonna guess that the 1900 is a lower mintage.
All right, let's see if you're correct. It actually has quite a bit higher mintage.
I believe it has a higher mintage.
All right, let's take a look. And you're correct. It is higher. We're finally into a million plus mintage on our coins compared to the last series.
Because that 915,000 I think that's a strong number for a gold piece.
So you're saying that the 1900 gold half eagle has a lower mintage than the 1913?
That is correct.
All right, let's see if you're correct. Nope, higher. And all right, Dave is off to an early lead. Let's see how the next coin goes. So now we're comparing the 1900 gold half eagle to the 1856 3-cent silver piece.
They're also called trimes. They're kind of popular among collectors.
Small, but it's nice.
I think the Roman numeral 3 has always caught my eye. As simple as it is, I just like that.
You don't see a lot of them around.
But it's a hard design because there's so little metal. It gets pulled to either the obverse or the reverse.
I knew on the back is like a big C, I think it is.
I don't think I could sell one for a plug nickel.
They don't come across my table. I don't see them a whole heck of a lot.
So it's not a coin that I seek.
And sometimes you get a ghost image on one side of the reverse side.
The obverse is this 6-pointed star.
I think the design on that's kind of ugly. I don't like that star with a shield in the middle. It's kind of blah to me.
Does the 1856 trine have a higher or lower mintage than the 1900 gold half eagle?
I think that has lower.
Lower, okay.
Yeah, even though they were made to be used for postage, and I think that may be just a little bit less.
A little higher, a little higher. This is what makes this one tricky.
Lower wasn't my friend the first time, but I'm going to go with lower this time. Oh,
Slightly higher.
I'm going to just say because of the rarity that I don't see them that often, I'll go with lower.
A smidge higher.
Smidge higher.
Tough round with none of our dealers getting any points. Let's keep going and let's see how they do in the next round. Another odd denomination. Odd in that we don't produce the denomination anymore. 1875 San Francisco minted 20-cent piece. All right, talk about the 20-cent piece.
It's called double dime.
I did not know that.
I do like the 20-cent piece because it's very odd.
They're only around for 5 years, I believe, if I remember right.
Most people don't know that we made a 20-cent piece, and I certainly didn't know until I became a coin dealer myself.
I never knew that we had a 20-cent piece.
I went to this auction and they had 20-cent piece. I'm like, oh, that's got to be fake. And I started researching, like, wow, we made a 20-cent piece for all of about, was it 3 years, 2 or 3 years? It wasn't long.
They were close to the size of the quarters that were still being made.
So I don't know why we did it or what they were used for or what they thought they were going to use it for, but the run was very, very short. And I know those are extremely popular coins.
They're trying to be more decimal related because they're trying to make something that was, you had a 5-cent piece and the 10-cent piece. Then they're trying to do twice of a dime, the 20-cent piece, instead of having the quarter. So I think they're looking at maybe switching over from a quarter to a 20-cent piece.
Unfortunately, it was roughly the same size as a quarter, but it's only pretty much the same denomination other than 5 cents. So it reminds me of some of the Mexican coins of the era. I believe around the same time, the Mexican silver coins had an eagle facing right as well.
Eagle is interesting to me. It looks like a very aggressive stance. Beautiful eagle, but it's an awkward stance.
The obverse, I do like it. It's the seated liberty design from all the coins of that era.
Does the 1875 San Francisco 20-cent piece, does it have a higher or lower mintage than the 1856 3-cent silver piece?
Well, by the law of averages, I would have to stick with lower because I've got to be right eventually.
I do know that the 1875S had the highest mintage of the 20-cent pieces.
And since it was a coin that wasn't minted for very long at all,
My gut says more, but
Yeah, I think it's slightly higher. They'll be close again.
All right, let's take a look. It's lower. I told you this one was trickier.
I am going to want to say it is higher mintage.
All right, let's take a look. Is it higher? It is lower.
it is lower than the 3-cent silver.
All right, let's take a look. And you are right.
Hey,
It is
hey.
lower. All right, and Scott joins Dave, both with 1 point. Let's move on to the next coin. Tell me what you know, like and or dislike about the Standing Liberty Quarter.
Sought after coin that you don't see a lot.
They wear very easily because there's a lot of like high points on the coin.
You have the design close to the edge of the coin too.
In very worn condition, you'll see them everywhere.
I don't like it. I don't dislike it. It's for me. It's just kind of there.
I actually think it's one of the prettiest coins we've minted.
I like the design.
I know one of the controversies was like the first year they minted them. I think Liberty had a breast showing,
and then they put on the chainmail later in 1917.
But the shield on the Standing Liberty is just, is just very beautiful.
Does the 1917 Standing Liberty Type 2 quarter have a higher or lower mintage than that low 1875 S 20-cent piece?
Didn't they made 2 varieties in 1917, correct?
This is the Type 2 where they covered the breast.
Oftentimes the type change comes like in the second half of the run.
I think the mintage on the 1917 was rather low.
So I'm thinking that maybe this one was,
Still debating because I know
the mintage was less than the 1875 S 20 cent.
I'm going to stick with lower again.
Let's see if you're correct. No, it's significantly higher.
I think it's a little bit higher.
Let's take a look. It
Okay,
is higher.
a lot higher.
It's a lot higher.
I'm going to go with lower.
It's massively higher.
It is.
You are generally correct. However, in this case, this is the second year of the Standing Liberty Quarter. So the Type 1 had a lower mintage than this. Sorry for the difficulty here, but I don't think it's going to get any easier. And here are the scores after 4 rounds of play. Let's move on to the next coin. All right, and here, this is the first time we're looking at contemporaries of the same year. So we're comparing the 1917 Walking Liberty half dollar to Standing Liberty Quarter. Does the 1917 Walking Liberty half dollar have a higher or lower mintage? Tell me about the Walking Liberty half dollar. What do you like, dislike about it?
I think it's an attractive coin. It's one that I see often.
I like that one a little bit more than the Standing Liberty.
The eagle's nice,
I think it's a fairly complex design.
especially like the obverse.
The gown lines are good indication of the condition of the coin.
Another design that's hard to be fully struck.
Spill a bunch of circulated $50 out. The walkers always stand out.
Which one do you like better, the Standing Liberty quarter or the Walking Liberty $50?
I like them both. I think I'm a little bit more partial Standing Liberties.
Well, when it comes to the common walkers, I just love the black patina that almost always comes with them. I think that silver patina is just beautiful, and walkers display that patina wonderfully. That doesn't do the coin a whole lot of justice. I just particularly like that.
Does the 1917 Walking Liberty $50 have a higher or lower mintage than the 1917 Standing Liberty quarter?
Quarters were probably more popular than $50. I want to go with lower.
And you're correct.
I think it's a little bit lower.
And you're correct.
Yep.
Nothing against lower. It hasn't treated me well, but the 17 Walker is a higher mintage than the Standing Liberty quarter.
Unfortunately, it was lower.
And after 5 rounds, Bob is on the board with 1 point, Dave has 3, and Scott has 1. Make sure you keep an eye out for the next part of this video, where we will start with the 1857 Flying Eagle set. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and if you're not yet a subscriber, consider subscribing to my channel, and please turn on posting notifications.